Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Design with Roosevelt. Continuing with CSWA Practice Problems, today we'll work on question 7.18. Let's take a look at this question. So in this question, unit of measurement is millimeter gram second. Like always, we need to ensure we are using the same unit of measurement in SolidWorks setting. Now, looking at this question, we have the 3D model, we have top view, front view, and right view. My preference is to focus on the top view. If you look at this geometry, you can clearly see that this geometry is a symmetric geometry. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to focus on only top part of the geometry. Like looking at this front view, we have a horizontal symmetry line. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to focus on a bottom piece. I only focus on a top piece. Now, looking at the top piece, you can see that in top view, again, we have a symmetric geometry. We have horizontal symmetry line and we have a vertical one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to focus on only quarter of this geometry. I model that part, then I use mirror command to make a whole top view. And then after that, I use mirror command again to make the bottom piece. So with this introduction, let's jump into SolidWorks and I start modeling this part. Now click on a sketch and choose top plane. Because I'm dealing with the symmetric geometry, I click on center line and I'm going to make two center line here as a reference. Now let's focus on the top view and try to make quarter of that view. I start with the arc command. Click on arc command, put the center point right at the origin of the geometry, and let's make something like this. I need another arc, so I click on arc command and I'll make another arc. And here I need a line tangent to this arc. So I draw this line, going back to this horizontal line, going back to origin and to the starting point. Now let's add some relations. As you can see, this line is tangent to the arc. This is good, but this arc is not tangent to this arc. So click on the first one, hold Control, click on the second one and choose tangent. Now let's add some dimensions. The width of the geometry from left to right, excluding the flange piece, is 210. So I can click on this line, I click on a center line, and then this mirror dimension should be 210. Looking at the right view, the width of the geometry is 130 millimeters. So I click on this point, I click on a center point, and this mirror dimension should be 130. According to the top view, the radius of this arc should be 57 millimeters. Radius of the second arc should be 25 millimeters. And the angle between this line and vertical line should be 75 degrees. And now you can see that by adding the angle, we have a fully defined geometry. So now we are ready to extrude this geometry. According to the front view, the overall width of this middle section should be 15 millimeters. Because I'm only modeling half of that thickness, I need to extrude this by 7.5 millimeters. So I click on feature, I click on extrude bus, and then here I need 15 divided by 2, which is 7.5 millimeters. Awesome. So now we need to make a cutout here. So let's focus on that cutout. Click on a sketch, and select this surface. Now here, all I need is an arc command. So click here, make an arc shape like this. Let's click on line command and close this. The diameter of this hole should be 30 millimeters. So I click on a smart dimension and this should be 30 divided by 2, which is 15 millimeters for the radius. Now click on feature, click on extrude, cut, and then for the thickness, we need 7.5, or you can select up to next. Click on OK, and that's it. So now you can see that we made this cutout. Remember, we could have consolidated this step with the first step. So instead of having the full sketch, I could have made this curve in the first sketch and then use bus extrude and do everything in one step. However, I didn't want to make this complicated, so I decided to first make extrusion and then do the cut extrusion. Okay, so now we have this geometry. Let's focus on a reap section. Click on a sketch, and let's choose top plane. So here I need to make another arc. So let's make this arc. We also need to make a line here. So I click on the arc, go to right, and then I close it. And I also need these lines. So what I can do, I can click on convert entities. I click on this line, click on this line, and click on this. Click on OK, and now I have these lines. Let's clean up this sketch. Click on trim entities and get rid of this top part. And now we have these sketches. Let's add some dimensions. Click on sketch and choose a smart dimension. The diameter of this arc should be 57 millimeters. So this diameter should be 57, but because we're dealing with radius, we divide that by 2, and that's what we need. The width of the rib is 15 millimeter, which means that if I'm modeling only half of the rib, I need to add 7.5 millimeter distance between this line and this line. So click on a smart dimension. This distance should be 15 divided by 2, or 7.5 millimeter. Okay, so now we have a fully defined sketch. It's time to use extrude bus. Remember, because the overall height of the geometry in this section, curve section, is different from the rib section, I'm going to use extrude bus command 2 times. One time I use this contour, and the second time I use this contour. So let's click on feature, click on extrude bus. And then here for the first extrusion, I select this contour. Looking at the front view, you can see that the overall height of the geometry in this region is 75 millimeter. If I'm only modeling the top piece, that means that the overall height I need is going to be 75 divided by 2. So let's add 75 divided by 2, click on OK, and that's it. So now we have the first part made. Let's focus on the reap section. For the reap section, again, I click on feature, click on extrude bus. And here SolidWorks asks us to select the contour. Click on a model tree, click on bus extrude number 5, and select sketch number 3. By doing this, we are activating this sketch again. And now SolidWorks asks us to select the contour. This time, I'm going to select this contour. For the overall height, looking at the front view, you can see that the overall height is 55 millimeters. So here we need 55 divided by 2. Click on OK, and that's it. So that's the rib section that we needed. Awesome. So now, before going to the next step and using mirror command, I also want to model this flange part here. So let's click on a sketch, and let's select this right surface. Now here, click on rectangle command, and let's make a rectangle. Click on a smart dimension. According to the right view, the width of this rectangle should be 130 divided by 2. And the height of this rectangle, because again, it's only half of the geometry, should be 140 divided by 2. And now we have a fully defined rectangle. Let's focus on a fillet in this corner. Click on a sketch, click on fillet command, and for the fillet, 20 millimeter is good. Click on this corner, click on OK, and that's it. So now we've made the fillet as well. All we need to do is to make a hole in the center point of the fillet. So click on circle command. Let's make a circle. Click on a smart dimension. The diameter of this circle should be 15 millimeter. Awesome. So now we have a fully defined geometry. Click on feature, click on extrude bus. And for the extrusion, looking at the front view, you can see that we need 15 millimeter thickness. So change this number to 15. Click on OK, and that's it. So now we have this flange piece modeled. Awesome. So now we have a quarter of the geometry we needed. All we need to do is to use mirror command to make a full geometry. So to do this, click on feature, click on mirror command. And now for the mirror command, we are asked to select the the mirror face, the first mirror face, I'm going to select this surface. For secondary mirror face, I select this surface. For features to mirror, I don't want to use this tab. As you can see, we have multiple features in this geometry. We have the flange, we have the base of the geometry, we have rib, we have this section. So instead of going with feature to mirror, I simply click on this tab, which is bodies to mirror. I only have one body. I select the body, and now you can see the preview. The only thing that you need to pay attention to is to make sure that you have merge solids selected. I don't want to have 4 different pieces in my model. I want to merge all these 4 pieces. That's why you need to make sure that merge solids is selected. Click on OK, and that's it. That's the top part of the geometry. Now, all you need to do is to repeat this process again, and using mirror command, make the bottom piece. Click on feature, click on mirror command. For the mirror face, I select this. I don't need secondary mirror face. Click on bodies to mirror, and then simply select this body. And now you can see the preview. Click on OK, and that's it. That's the final geometry. So basically we use a sketch command, we use a feature tool like extrusion, cut extrusion to make quarter of the top piece. Then we use mirror command to make the top piece, and then we use mirror command again to make a full geometry. So now it's time to check the volume. Let's go back to the question and check the final answer for this question. In the question, you can see the total volume here. The total volume that we have is 1,052,931 cubic millimeters. Let's go back to SolidWorks and check the final volume for our model. In SolidWorks, in order to check the volume, you can click on Evaluate and then Mass Properties. And here you can see the total volume. The total volume that we have is 1,052,930.5 cubic millimeters. If you round up this number, you're going to get exactly same answer as shown in the question, which is showing our model is correct and there's no problem with it. Okay, that's it. That's a wrap for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comment about this video, please leave comments down below. Thanks again for watching. My name is Rusbe. Hope to see you again soon in the next videos.